Hi everyone, welcome to Creative Stampin' Designs. My name is Karen. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Central New Jersey, and we are going to make a fun fold card today again. How's everybody doing? Hop on, let me know you're here, say hi, let me know where you're from, if you're watching the live or the replay, and whether you're on my Facebook page or my YouTube channel. Either one, just let me know you're here. We are going to get started. Of course, I forgot to get my bone folder out again. All right. My Stampin' blend's in the way. A lot of things in the way right now. Sorry. All right. Just a couple things I wanted to remind everybody. It is December 7th already, and the last chance products are, the sale is going on now, along with they updated the clearance rack. And I just want to let everybody know I am doing a paper share again. I'm doing the paper share is from the January to April 2023 mini catalog. And what a paper share is, I give you a sample. Well, I don't give it to you. You purchase it. You sign up for this. You get a sample of all the new DSPs that will be in the catalog. So you'll get 6x6 pieces of, I believe there's like 14. I was right. 14 different papers. My paper share is $27, and then I send it out priority mail, so it's $8 for shipping. If you want a double share, which would be 12x6 pieces of all the papers except the ones that come pre-packed, like we have the new Country Gingham. And this is already a 6x6, so you would get 2 pieces of each of the designs, and a double share is $54. All right. If you are interested, head over, or you just send me an email with your name, address, where you want it shipped to, and the PayPal address that I can send the invoice. Hi, Pam. Thanks for joining. The email address that is associated with the PayPal account. You do not need to have a PayPal account. You can pay with a credit card. But if you go to my blog, creativestampindesigns.com, all the information is there. And I'd love to have you join in. You get, like I said, you get a good sampling of everything, and gives you enough to make, you can use it for a card front or pieces on the card. So, all right, let's get started. I am using one of the new sets, the Kind and Sincere. Excuse me. This is it's a cling set. This is in the new catalog. I like, because it's a nice big chunky sentiment on it. And I'm using the Abigail Rose paper, and I think I have I'm just going to stamp the one rose. I'm not really using this set all that much. It's mainly just the sentiment. The paper is doing all the work, and the fun fold, obviously. All right. We're going to get started, and I did do some of the prep ahead, and of course I forgot to get out my embellishments. Oh well, I'll get them out along the way somewhere. Okay, we are starting with a panel of Pool Party cardstock, which is 8 inches by 5.5. It is scored at 1.5 and I already scored it because I wanted to make sure I was getting it right. This is the first time I'm making this card. 1 1/2, 2 3/4, 5 1/4, and 6 1/2. And I believe, hang on, let me just check before I say it. Okay, so you can always score it at the 1 1/2 and 2 3/4 and then flip it and score it again because it's the same measurements on each side. All right, so the two inside folds, they are valley folds. Okay, so we're going to fold those two in, and then we're going to just fold this panel out. Now, it does not, this part doesn't matter, it's not matching up, it's okay, and when you make this, if your insides don't meet, so it's a gatefold, and if they don't meet, it's okay. Nobody is ever going to see this part on the inside. Hey, Jamie. So now you have this, it is 5 1/2 by, the whole thing is, this piece is 3 inches. Okay? Now, we are going to go with, I have a panel of Smoky Slate, and this is one of the panels of the Abigail Rose DSP. I used all different panels. I'm all over the place here. And I did do a lot of fussy cutting beforehand because, yeah, I wasn't doing it live. Anybody that knows me knows I try to avoid doing fussy cutting live, along with a couple other things I avoid doing live. I've experienced making the bow live. That didn't go over real well. Okay, now I have a couple more panels of the Abigail Rose DSP. These are 1 1/8 inch by 5 3/8, and this one is 1 3/8 by 5 3/8. All the measurements, everything will be on my blog on Friday, creativestampindesigns.com. All the information, a link to the video, so then you can cut and stamp along. Okay, so we're going to take the 1 and, what did I say this one was? Oh boy, sorry. 1 3/8 inch by 5 3/8, and we're going to adhere it to this outside piece, right like that. And I'm using liquid glue because I need that little wiggle room. And then the two 1 1/8 inch pieces we're going to put on the inside. And we're going to put one on this side. Oops. And that is why I use liquid glue, so I can move it around a little. Okay, and we'll put the other one in here. I used all different pieces of this paper. I was going to use something new for today, but I decided just to stick with something that's in the annual catalog right now. Okay, now this panel here, so there you can see the start of it. Hey Barbara, thanks for joining. All right, we're going to adhere this to the panel of Smoky Slate with the DSP, and you're going to make sure that you line it up, make sure the bottom is lined up, okay? And we're going to, again, use liquid glue, so I have a little bit of wiggle room. Without getting it all over my fingers, I'm hoping. All right, we're going to try, I want to make sure I'm in the camera here. Okay, so you want to make sure the pattern paper stays to the right, and then just center it and make sure it's right to the bottom. And then you can, you know, before the glue dries, stand it up just to be sure. Okay, so this will stand up like that. Hi, Carol. Thank you for joining. I'm trying my hardest to look up and see comments, but I have a lot of trouble with that. All right. That's that part. Now, I do have another panel of Pool Party, which is 3.5 by 5.5, I believe. Yep, 3.5 by 5.5. And then I have a piece of smoky slate that's just 1/8 inch smaller. I am going to emboss this panel with, oops, I have the embossing folder, the time worn type. I just want the panel to have some texture. I was going to put a piece of DSP on it, but I couldn't decide which one, so I went with, we're just going to have texture. And I'm just lining it up. There's a line on your embossing folder on the front, and that's just, I just always line my paper up with that, so then I know, not that anybody's really going to notice, but there is a little bit of writing, and if you're OCD like me, you want the writing straight. So. So it just gives it that little bit of texture. Okay, and I'm going to use liquid glue to adhere this. To the Pool Party panel. Just, again, do my best to get it centered. For some reason, liquid glue tends to dry quicker on the emboss panel. I don't know why. I'm guessing because it goes into the grooves. Just give it a little press. Okay. Now, we're going to adhere this to the card front, but only to this side. And I was going to use liquid glue. Of course, me deciding last minute, like right now, we're going to use tear and tape. I just feel like it'll be a little bit stronger. So we're only going to adhere it to this side. Now, if you do make this card, my post will go live on my Facebook page and my blog Friday morning around 8 o'clock. So if you make this card, I would love to see yours. In the comments on my Facebook page, post a picture of your card. Grabbing it and then I'm losing it. Come on. Okay, time for the pokey tool to come out. I just can't get a grip. Let's try from this end. Oh my goodness. Come on. There we go. Gee whiz. All right, so we are going to close this. And again, I'm going to make sure my letters are the right way. We're going to adhere this, and again, we're going to center it on the card. All right, line it up on the bottom. going to go right about there, and I'm crooked on my grid paper, and I'm trying to use my grid paper before I press it down. Leave that. I guess it's that's it. Hang on. Luckily I didn't press yet. This happened last week too. Okay, we're good. We're good. I'm at the bottom. I just felt like it wasn't straight enough. So that's just my OCD. Now again, don't worry about that part. But there's your card. So it can stand up on a table. I'm laying it down, not standing it up. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate that. Okay, let's decorate it. This is the part I did this whole thing. This was from a big panel of the Abigail Rose paper. I'm saying a big panel, but oops. Yes. Okay, so I just took one of these and I fussy cut the whole thing out. What I would not do live. And then I colored it using my Pool Party Petal Pink soft seafoam, shaded spruce, and then I just added a little bit of purple, the Highland Heather. And we're just going to adhere this right to the card front like that. And we're going to use dimensionals. Just want to see where I can put them. So yeah, I just thought it would be smart not to color the whole thing live, because we'd be here for quite a bit of time. And I'm just going to put them, the dimensional. This is the only leaf that really, actually any, as long as I stay just in. Okay, I did have a dimensional. There it is. See, I'll find it later on sometime. So I am using a few extra dimensionals, but I just want to make sure it's adhered. It's going to stay put. Put one more right there. I thought about putting ribbon under it, and then I changed my mind. I figured I'm just going to let the paper do all the work. Okay, and I'm just going to set it right on there. Make sure. Yep, got all my dimensionals inside. Okay, now I am going to find my paper that I lost. I have a mess here today. Okay, so I have that panel and this panel. This is for front sentiment, this is inside, and we're just going to stamp the sentiments in smoky slate. I like the nice big chunky sentiments for the outside. Okay, and then let me just stamp this one on here. And I'm going to go cut them out. Actually, I'm going to stamp it. I think well, I might have to change this, but I think that's what I wanted to do. Now, if I needed to get those straight, you know I wouldn't have. Okay, I am going to use, I believe, yep, so the largest of the narrow stitched rectangles, and then the largest of the longer, and that didn't quite work the way I wanted it to. I needed to stamp it a little more. That's okay. We're just going to make it a banner on both sides. Just want to get a little piece of Post-it note tape just to hold it in place so it doesn't move when I go to cut it. Because I don't know about you, but that happens constantly to me. I haven't figured out how to keep these still. As soon as I go to put them through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, it moves. So we're just going to put a piece of tape, and I will be, and it moved. See, it moved, and it had the tape on it. All right, I'll fix it over there. I'll be right back. I'm just going to cut these out real quick. Bear with me. I had to put the tape back on it, hoping that it'll hold in place. The rectangle, the big rectangle wasn't bad. It was the banner. This side. Okay, it did cut all the way through. Doesn't want to come out for me. Okay. There we go. I'm going to go with, I haven't used this one all this size that much, that it's sticking so much. Wow. Oh. All right. So what we're going to do is this piece is just going to get adhered down the bottom here. Yeah, I'm going to do it right there. It's just about going to fit. And I am going to use my dimensionals. There we go. Just want to make sure. You know what, to be on the safe side, I'm just going to put them in the middle. Just so I don't have to worry about getting it on the ends. Come on. There we go. Let's put one extra one. And we're just going to, oops, adhere this right like this on the front. Just trying to make sure I'm straight. And then this one, I'm going to just fold this over to get it out of the way. We're going to have right inside here, so this will kind of pop out. So we're only going to put adhesive on this side. Where's my... There we go. Make sure it's going to... card will close. That's the other thing you have to make sure. So there you go, just like that. Now I have a panel for the inside that I am going to I'm just going to stamp the rose on the bottom, just the single flower from Cottage Rose. That's why I said I really wasn't using much from this set. I don't have to worry about getting it crooked. And while I have that out, I will stamp, I'm going to stamp the rose on the envelope front. Side, we're going to adhere this. Actually, if I can color this real quick. Let's see, hopefully, if the ink starts running, I'll wait and color it later. I didn't even think about that. These stamps, a lot of time, most of the stamps, like especially the flower stamps, they give you places for, I think, for shading. And I don't have any specific, I'm not a very good colorer, is that a word? So I just kind of add the color where I think it might look nice. Just going to color this in real quick. I was smart today. Before I went live, the dog was, my puppy was very quiet upstairs. She was sleeping in her bed, but I did not trust. It seems like every time I go live, if she is out and about, she starts barking. And being I'm home alone today, I said I'm not taking a chance because she will, somebody will walk by, and I said no, we're going to put her in her crate. She went right upstairs, went right in. All right, so we're just going to add this. Come on. To the smoky slate mat. Thanks, Jamie. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate that. See, I looked up, comments, and I stuck the paper in the wrong spot. So that is why I don't do that. My liquid glue. I feel better with my liquid glue. We're going to just put this. So this piece here, this panel here, you can kind of fold like that. So you have room that you can, the card won't be in the way while you're writing on the inside. So there you have it. It just opens up. You can write your message, but it could sit just on, I lined that up a little bit. I didn't even try to do that, but I got it centered pretty well. So it could just sit on the table. And like I said, I just did a thank you card today. You can make a birthday card, but yeah, you can see how it stands up, no problem. Finish up the envelope. Thank you, Barbara. I already pre-colored this panel also, again, because I didn't think anybody wanted to sit and watch me take an hour coloring. Just going to put this right there. I wasn't sure. This paper says, I believe the colors in it, Very Vanilla. But when I put this with Very Vanilla, I didn't think it matched. So that's why I used white. I actually think it matches like the shimmery white paper perfectly, because that's not a, I think that's more of like, I want to call it like an eggshell white. And when I'm done, I am going to add embellishments. Since I forgot to get them out, I don't want to go digging through and have you wait, so I'm just going to, I'll dig through and I'm just going to put a couple little embellishments on the front. I don't believe I forgot to get them out. So there you have it. Just a nice, fun, fairly quick, fun fold card with the matching envelope. All right. I hope you like it. You'll give it a try. And thank you, Diane. If you do, I would love to see what you make. Post it in the comments on my Facebook page. It'll be on Friday. And then it's always on my Facebook. So if you make it next week or whatever, you can add it then. Don't forget, if you're interested in my paper share, please contact me at creativestampindesigns@gmail.com. If you're just a note saying you would like a paper share, I need your name, the address to ship the paper share to, and the email address associated where I will send the PayPal invoice. And if you go on my blog, creativestampindesigns.com, it's posted today about the paper share, and I've got a few freebies I'm adding in, so go check it out. All right, thank you everyone for watching. I hope to be back next week. I'm in the process of figuring out, I have a lot of baking. I'm supposed to get started tomorrow, but I'm not quite prepared. So, any luck? I'll be back next week, same time, around 4 o'clock, and maybe I'll pull out some of the new stuff from the new catalog. If you are a customer of mine, your catalogs went in the mail yesterday. Just watch, hang on, watch your mail. You're going to be getting, it's in an envelope like this. So the catalog is in there, both catalogs, the catalog and the celebration. If you are not a customer of mine yet and you would like to be, again, send me an email letting me know that you would like a copy of the catalog, and I would be more than happy to get one in the mail to you. All right, thank you everyone for joining, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.